Transport 1 will start getting swarmed over here. Please advise we are blocked in.
Oh, we love you, Greg! Keep it up! Lock him 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 up!
Back up!
If you back up, that's a good. Stop killing me!
Call the guys so they could come, bro. All y'all daughters gonna get watch. They're about to come over here and ram the.
Oh, they're gonna come deep. Watch. Mama, hey, bro, y'all better watch.
Yeah, don't be threatening us, bro.
Transport 1 will start getting swarmed over here. Please advise we are blocked in.
We bringing them bitches out. One off.
Roger that. We're standing by in the vehicle and have this QRS ready to go and get that van out of there.
Back up! 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 Back up!
Use riot control.
And there we go. This is Chief Bovino throwing that tear gas. So there you go. You have a rock being thrown at Bovino over here.
Push up! Push! Get off the street! Get off the street! Get off the street! Get off the street!
And at this point, we even have an aerial view. Again, Border Patrol seems to have a lot more footage than we thought they did. Here is somebody just vandalizing a federal vehicle. So Border Patrol, I mean, they really dropped all of the evidence. Now, we already, I mean, he just slashed a tire right there. Like, this is dangerous stuff.
Get out of our city.
At the light, turn left onto Northeast MLK Jr. Boulevard.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Okay,
You're in the middle of the street.
back up.
You want me to back up?
Stop fighting! Watch out for NPR.
What are you doing? You don't understand what she's saying? She's saying, help me.
Back up! Get back! Get back! On the curb! Stay back!
Okay.
That lady screaming at the top of her lungs as if she doesn't know what's going on or why it's happening is probably one of the most frustrating things that I've seen in a long time. Another guy screaming at the top of it, like the dude being arrested. I can't breathe. Where did all of that air come from for you to be able to scream?
Okay. 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 Please. Aire. Aire. No para, mira. Estoy muriendo. Oh. Aire. Stop. Take a second. Please. You're under arrest. Yo, es por ahora. Okay. Solo aire. Aire. No puedo respirar. Ayúdame. You're still trying to run on this, okay? Okay. Relax. Okay. Relax. Okay, aire, por favor. Okay. Aire, señor. Just relax. Aire. I understand you want help. Aire. Relax. Aire, you know aire. Just relax. Aire. Aire. Take a breath. Aire. There you go. Take a breath. Aire. Aire, por favor. Aire. Necesito aire. Okay.
And again, this is supposedly some sort of provocative crap because this man is being arrested, probably for being an illegal alien. I read the badge as that one officer first walked up and told him to get back. Now, all the vests say police on it, but the one agent's badge particularly said ICE. These are federal officers effecting an arrest, and it's ICE, Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. So they're likely taking an illegal immigrant right off the dang streets.
Solo necesito aire. Aire, you know, boss? Okay. Aire. Boss, necesito aire. Oh, okay. We're trying to kick. Okay. We're trying to run and kick. Aire. Don't fight. Aire, okay. You ready to get up? Aire.
You should all be ashamed of yourselves.
Yes, you should be ashamed of yourselves for arresting an illegal immigrant.
Aire.
You should be absolutely ashamed of yourselves for arresting an illegal immigrant. One of the most ridiculous things I think I've heard in a long time. We're going to talk about this lady here towards the end of the show. I'm going to get that up out of the way. Now, where are all these issues coming from? Well, they're stemming because of ridiculous governors like Gavin Newsom here.
And I was just on the line because the DOJ is being sent out to California to monitor our election. I have an election in November, Prop 50, a statewide election. They have no business, no jurisdiction.
They have no business, they have no jurisdiction. Well, that would be correct unless you were conducting illegal elections, which we're about to dive into and look at. Fox McCloud coming in, he says, where is this defiance when their countries are being controlled by communist dictators and cartels? They're not. They simply flee and run to the United States where they can do and say whatever they want with zero to little repercussions until lately when all of a sudden they end up getting arrested. Now, Proposition 50 is something that's going to actually change things altogether over inside California. It's going to allow them to redistrict. Currently, the way the law works over inside California is it allows a council, like an elected council, this is how I understand it, like some type of an elected civilian council that ends up drawing the districts. But they don't like that because it's not working out good for them. So they want to take the power away from the people, give it to the government officials so that they could redraw the lines and stay in power. Now, this wouldn't be such a big deal about him arguing about elected officials coming over and checking them out until I heard about this. And I want you guys to hear this law enforcement officer has to say about how people can actually register to vote over inside of the state of California. And then I'm going to actually show you what he's saying is not a lie.
The way the voting system is structured, we see quite a few flaws. You're able to register even if and cast a vote if you don't live in the country, as evident of his brother in Pakistan. And I think we have some evidence of 2 or 3 other people out of the country that voted. Is that correct?
Yeah, approximately 2 or 3 other people out of the country, as well as people residing outside of the district.
The online voter registration system, it seems to be an honor system. Anybody can put information in there to register to vote. All you have to do is click a box and say that you're not lying, and then you'll get an email from the Secretary of State or something in the mail saying thank you for registering to vote, and there you are. Once you're on the voter rolls, anytime an election comes around, guess what? You get mailed a ballot, right? You get mailed something to vote. So we found that a little bit problematic. The way the voting system is.
Yep, he's not lying. They literally mail out ballots to every single person in California that is registered. I kid you not. I had to go over here and check by it anyways. Every active registered voter in California will be mailed a ballot for the November 4th, 2025 statewide special election. You can, here's your ways to vote. Now, this is where it's going to start getting a little bit creepy. Return the ballot by mail, must be postmarked on or before November 4th. Return the ballot in person to the electoral office, or you could vote early in person or vote at the polls on election day. So what is to stopping all of these people from registering with an address under different names and having multiple ballots sent to their homes and then also showing up on election day and voting, therefore like inflating the vote with more registered voters? And I was very curious about this because I had to go in and double check to see, like, how is it that we can register and how can we check? And I went over and I checked their actual voter registration site. And it's actually pretty freaking disturbing. So let's go back over their website and click on register to vote. Here you have, if you wish to register to vote in a language other than English, please select your language below. Here you got Vietnamese, Thai, Tagalog, Korean. I don't even know what Khmer is, Japanese, Hindi, Chinese, and of course, everybody's favorite, Espanol. Hold on now, because we're going to get there. Ironically, the first phrase of a real Spanish teacher makes you learn is ayayam, mi, roban. Me están robando, slightly more correct, but people will understand a present tense. I have no idea what you're saying. I do not speak that language. Now, let's go over and check out their register to vote. And you go and you click on register to vote now. And as you can see here, you can just simply click, I am a citizen and resident in the state of California. Then it asks you to continue to fill this out. Yep, I'm older than 18. You can fill out all of your information and you continue to go down this form. As you continue to go down this form, it's going to ask you certain questions. I do not have a California driver's license. I do not have a social security card. You can even go so far as to say that you don't even have like an address. And when you don't have an address, guess what it tells you to do? Then it tells you, okay, well, you don't have an address, so what's your nearest cross street? Are they just dropping off X amount of ballots at these different cross streets that these people are like putting out there and saying? Why the heck are they mailing out a ballot for every single person when they open up it is wide open for voter fraud in California? It's not a joke. It's not something that Matt just dreamed up in his own mind. It's a huge freaking problem. It's a massive problem over inside of California.
All right, steady, right over it. Come on, grab it. Yes, it's got it, bro. Hold tight. It's dropping. Yes. You did it. Look at that. California CDL, brother. I'm official now. That's your ticket, man. Congratulations.
So we got an absolute doozy today. And I'm going to have to give you a whole little backstory before we dive into the deep abyss of the Democrat Party, because what we're going to talk about today is something that is very, very serious, and I find it quite interesting. And shout out to everyone that sends me different clips, because that's where this actually came from today. I greatly appreciate you guys. But to give you guys a little bit of backstory on what you are about to witness in this video today, the individual that you are about to hear is a guy by the name of Dick Lamb, or Richard Lamb. He's a former governor of Colorado. He was a governor from, I had to look this up. He was the governor of Colorado from 1975 to 1987. Okay. He served 3 consecutive terms as governor of Colorado. Now, Mark Levin actually aired this on his show in 2014, but the audio clip itself, the clip that you're about to listen to, is originally from 2003. Okay, so we're going way back. We're going back to October 18th of 2003, where Dick Lamb is introducing Victor David Hansen. I'm sure you guys have heard of Victor David Hansen before. And actually, I've shown you guys clips of Victor David Hansen. But Victor David Hansen wrote a book called Mexifornia. Okay? A combination of Mexico and California. And in the book, he talks about how, you know, Democrats plan to destroy America through immigration. Right? And how that has absolutely destroyed the state of California, how it's completely transformed it in a negative way. And the way that Dick Lamb introduces Victor David Hansen in Mexifornia is he starts off by telling a story of how he would destroy America. Yeah. How he would destroy America. And I want you guys to take a listen to exactly what he lays out. And you tell me, does it sound familiar? With that being said, let's dive in.
I want you to hear, not me reading what Dick Lamb said in October 2003, but I want you to hear what Dick Lamb himself said. I really want you to listen to this. Turn up the volume. And here you have a former governor who really, really gets it. Again, a liberal Democrat. And he calls it my plan to destroy America. My plan to destroy America. And a hat tip to our partner.
Yeah, I don't know if I forgot to mention, but Dick Lamb is a Democrat, okay? He's a Democrat. And he's describing something very, very interesting. How he would go about destroying America. Check it out.
Is it fair? Who provided this to me, and this has never been played before. Cut one, go.
I would like to share with you my plan to destroy America. If you think, and some do, that America is too smug, too rich, too self-satisfied, not diverse enough, too white bread, I have this plan. Toynbee, you know, said that all great nations rise and they all fall. And he said, and the autopsy of history is all great nations commit suicide. So here's my plan, 8 parts. Number 1, I'd make it a bilingual, bicultural country. History shows us that no bilingual, bicultural country lives at peace with itself.
Go back to Mexico if you want to keep speaking Spanish. Go back to your Mexican country, your state, your country.
Guess what, man? I'm not Mexican. I'm not Mexican, but you're being very prejudiced, and I want you out of my restaurant right now.
I'll finish my meal and then I'll.
You know what? I'll do it for you, man. I'll call the cops and have you trespassing me. It'll be easier for me. It'll be easier for you to have people like you, so ignorant and disrespectful.
We are ignorant.
You're very ignorant and disrespectful. Have a great day and get out of my restaurant.
Don't worry,
This
isn't your restaurant.
Yes, it is, ma'am.
It is not.
And it is, actually, as a matter of fact,
No.
it is. I hate to
Wow.
say this, but it is.
Wow.
And you know what? The owner of this franchise is Mexican. His name is Guillermo Perales.
They always speak English.
No, they don't. He does not. You're very inconsiderate and you're very rude. So, you know, get your business somewhere else. Get your business somewhere else.
You don't have to. You don't know how to act by round of people.
Excuse me, you're telling me not to speak my native language? You're being really prejudiced, ma'am. You're being really prejudiced.
I didn't tell you. I said you should speak it
You know what?
around here.
I have nothing to say to you, ma'am. Just have a nice day, and they'll come back.
There's not one, I believe, that doesn't exist with an incredible amount of tension and conflict, if not civil war. My second part of my plan would be to invent something called multiculturalism. This would be 2 parts. Number 1, I would say that all cultures are created equal. It would make no difference and make it impossible to talk about such things as culture. And the second one is that I would really try very hard to make people continue their cultural identity.
Racism and prejudice are not the same thing. And when I say Hispanic people practice racism, this is what I mean. You Hispanic people do not hire black people. And y'all do this on purpose. That is a racist practice. That's when I talk about racism. I live in Los Angeles. Y'all have every job. Y'all have all the jobs. Y'all have jobs everywhere. The bank, the grocery store, customer service. Y'all have jobs everywhere. Insurance. Y'all have the jobs. Because y'all only hire y'all people. I remember being 18 years old. I was in college at CSUN. I wanted to get a job. I went to go get a job in the pavilions in Sherman Oaks. All Hispanic manager. He said, hey, I usually only hire my people. Mind you, this is 2011. Hey, I usually only hire my own people, but I like you, so I'll hire you. They hired another Hispanic girl the same age as me, whatever. I don't think she was in college, but the same age as me. They moved her up to cashier so fast while I was still pushing carts in the bakery. Then I asked him why. He said, oh, because she got a baby, she got this, that, and the other, whatever. I didn't really care because I knew that wasn't going to be my life anyway. I knew I was going to become a therapist, and I just didn't even give a fuck. But that's the thing. Another story. What is this? 2017 or something like that? Las Vegas. My brother worked at the bank. All Hispanics, right? They unlawfully fired him. The only black dude there, right? And my brother is not no fucking YN nigga. My brother is a stand-up guy, and he knows how to go to work. He had to hire a lawyer to fight them, won the law case, got his job back, and then quit on them, and then went to get another job because we petty like that. That is what I mean by racist practices. Come to LA. You know who's in the kitchen? The Hispanics. The Roscoe. You know who's in the Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles? Hispanics. Okay? And then they try to lie and say, oh, it's because Hispanic. They try to say the majority of the population is Hispanic and that's why they have all the jobs, which is not fucking true. Because if it still doesn't, the statistics still don't equal out. Black people do not have no jobs out here. I think the only place black people work is like the airport. And the black people that do work with the Hispanics, you gotta be damn near my color and fucking lighter or biracial. Like, this is not a game. That is what I mean by racist practices, okay? Please read a book and learn how to conceptualize. And even saying that doesn't make any sense because when you are privileged, you have a blind spot. You just can't see it. You can't see it. You cannot see it. So when you Hispanics try to come in my comments and defend yourselves, that's how I know that you are not, you're not smart up here. Y'all want to reconcile without taking accountability, and it doesn't work like that. And don't get in my comments talking about, well, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the collective. Stop trying to personalize a sociological issue. Okay? Relax. Y'all stay talking shit. Y'all know y'all do. Don't come up in here playing that ooh, hoopla shit. I'm a real LA bitch. And let me make this clear. I do not believe in ICE and all that shit. I don't fuck with this government. I don't believe in none of that. I'm an Aquarius. I believe in humanity, whatever the fuck, humanitarian for them all. I believe in all that. But I'm also an Aquarius. And I believe in boundaries. I believe in limitations. I believe in preservation. Okay? I think it's amazing that you guys are fighting for your rights. That's amazing. But there's enough of y'all where y'all don't need us. There's enough of y'all where y'all don't need us. Okay?
In every black community, you have a Pakistani or an Indian-owned convenience store attached to the gas station. You got an Arab-owned, you buy, we fry spot. You have a Vietnamese-owned nail tech spot. You have a Korean-owned beauty supply house. You have a Jewish or Caucasian-owned payday loan spot. does any of them live where they get money. None of these foreign-owned entities support even the Pop Warner Football League or the basketball team or the Little League Baseball. You never even seen their names on the jerseys before. They do nothing for us. So we live in a colony right now, brother, and not a community. The people that own the property and the businesses don't live in the environment.
And extract everything out of it.
But a community is when the people that live in the environment own the property and the business and reinvest in that area because they are benefiting from it and they want to increase the value of it.
I would replace the melting pot with the salad bowl. My third part of my plan would be to make the fastest growing demographic group in that country the least educated. I would add a second underclass to the first underclass, unassimilated, undereducated, antagonistic, and then I'd have 50% of them drop out of school, not graduate from high school.
In January, the Nation's report card delivered a sobering and heartbreaking truth about the state of education in America. Academic achievement is at historic lows. Nearly 7 out of 10 4th and 8th grade students are not proficient in reading, and the results are similar for math. Today, the National Center for Education Statistics released more data that shows this bleak trend carries through to our 12th graders. In 2024, 78% of high school seniors were not proficient in math, and 65% of them were not proficient in reading. At a critical time, right before students enter their next stage of life, more 12th graders are below the NAEP basic benchmark in math and reading than ever before. What does this mean? It means that well over a third of American high school seniors cannot reliably explain the main point of a passage or define a key word used in a sentence. Despite billions in federal spending and countless well-intentioned programs, the achievement gap between students is widening, not shrinking. And this trend did not begin with COVID. It goes back a decade. Clearly, success isn't about how much money we spend, but who spends it. That's why President Trump and I are committed to reversing course and returning control of education to the states, so local communities with parents in the driver's seat can better innovate, adapt, and tailor education to their students' needs. If America is going to remain globally competitive, our children must be able to read proficiently by the 3rd grade and graduate equipped to solve complex problems. We owe it to them to do better.
The fourth part of my plan would be to get the big foundations to fund, and big business to fund these efforts with lots of money.
Donald Trump claims Hungarian-American billionaire George Soros is responsible for interfering in the political landscape of many countries. The account claims that Soros used a hefty $260 million from U.S. aid to spread chaos, change governments, and pursue personal gain in countries such as India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Ukraine. Now, this comes as the Trump administration continues to freeze U.S. aid's budget, describing its initiatives as misaligned with American interests and accusing them of destabilizing global peace.
Well, many ideas, but look, he's done a great job. Look at all the fraud that he's found in this U.S. AID. It's a disaster what the people, radical left lunatics, they have things that nobody would have even believed. The whole thing with $100 million spent on you know what, with money going to all sorts of groups that shouldn't deserve to get any money, with the money, I'd like to see what the kickbacks are.
I would invest in ethnic identity and victimology. I would get them to think about their lack of success was only the fault of the majority.
Democrat policy has not only been disastrous for America, it's been disastrous for black families and black people across America. Stu, when the price of food is massively up well over 20%, the price of fixing your used car is up over 50%. When massive illegal immigration, which Barack Obama supports, which Kamala Harris wants, which Joe Biden did, when it's devastating communities in every state in our country, black people are looking at that as well and saying, this is nuts. Why would we do this to ourselves? We need a change. And because Kamala Harris can't even answer a question, I mean, last night was a debacle. And because Barack Obama's running out there just basically saying, just vote for her because she's black, black people are saying, nah, dude, I'm thinking about my pocketbook. I'm thinking about my children. I'm thinking about the future of America. That's why he's getting pushback.
I want Barack Obama
Obama and every Democrat out there to know, you do not own black people. We are not slaves. Our chains are gone. We do not owe you anything, and we don't have to give you an account for how we choose to vote.
The Democrats then unleashed Barack Obama into the wild to shame us black men for not supporting Kamala Harris, despite the fact that she's yet to unveil any policies that represent our interests. But if it was a white politician shaming other white men for not voting based on identity politics, y'all will call him racist. Why is it okay for Barack Obama, Kamala Harris, and all these other people that supposedly look like me, why is it okay for them to get on TV and shame me for not voting for them simply because they look like me? That is racist, brother. I don't know how else to put it. That is racism. I don't have to vote for Kamala because she's quote-unquote black, just like I shouldn't have voted for yo because you got up there, you tap dance for the establishment, and you ain't do a goddamn for the black people that put you in office. You, brother.
You ain't did a thing for us in the 8 years that you was in the White House. And you think you gonna pop up during an election year and try to scold black men for not wanting to vote for your candidate? Have you lost mind?
I spent 7 years of my life fighting your administration, you and Biden, by the way, for my husband's military benefits. My daughter died because of Obamacare. I don't give a about you.
This message is for President Obama. First and foremost, you're not going to tell me what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do. Number one, I ain't going to vote for Kamala Harris. I think that she's going to make a bad president. She's a bad vice president. Everything she does, she tries to politicize it, and she hasn't shown the fact that she wants to put America first ever. So I'm not voting for that individual.
What you thought you was doing, Barack Obama? Boy, you didn't step out there. All you did was black men off, bruh. All you did was black men off. Why y'all think the American people why y'all think the Democrat Party own black folk? The Democrat Party don't own black folks, bruh. What you thought you was doing with that? We see the play. We know, we see the play. Kamala Harris is losing. She's not gonna win.
The audacity of you to say to us that we are required and we better vote for Kamala Harris and that we don't want to see a woman in a position of power. You are a liar.
I would start a grievance industry. The fifth part of my plan is I would develop dual citizenship.
No, in jidadkeennii aan wada dhisano. Anigu waan ahay gabar Mareykanka laga doortay oo Kongresska Mareykanka ku jirto. Laakiin waxaan ahay gabar Soomaaliyeed, gabar idinku jinsi ah, gabar idinku af ah, gabar idinku diin ah oo ahade qof iyadoo da'yar wadankeedii laga kaxeeyay wili xiise u qabto in maalin wadankeedii ay ku noolaato oo dadkeedii wax ay la wadaagto. Marka alxamdulillah waxaan rajaynayaa aniga iyo ilmahayga in aan hadde ku barbaariyo iyagana ilmahooda ay ku barbaariyaan dhulkii aniga aan ku soo koray. taasna haddii ay suurtagelayso waa hadda shaqo badan inaan wada qabanaa hadduu Ilaahay yiraahdo oo aan ka dhignaa dhulkeena dhul barwaaqadiisa dadka oo dhan ay dareemi karaan oo ay arki karaan oo ay ka wada faa'iideysan karaan.
I would promise people actually divided loyalties, allow them to vote for both Vicente Fox and George Bush. The sixth part of this is important. I would place all of these subjects off limits. I would make it taboo to talk about, actually, or criticize this whole thing. I would make it come up with a word like heretic used to be 200 years ago. Let's say we call it racist. And I would try to accuse anybody of this that would object to my ideas.
Always deep.
Yeah, what's up with you?
I'm just
watching what we're doing?
Yeah. I have to.
Why?
It's us against y'all.
Us against y'all. We're all U.S. citizens, right?
I am.
Yeah, so we're protecting all the U.S. citizens. Right?
Nah, I don't want your protection. You guys are fucking Nazi skinheads.
Why are we Nazis?
And you guys are probably broke as fuck.
Bro,
but look at why is a Mexican guy out there in the back? Look at him. Come on, bro. That shit hurts, bro. I'm not gonna lie, that shit hurts, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Just stay right here. Right? That's fucked up. Eat a dick, boy. What the fuck?
All we did was set up a table.
I've never heard of Fearless Tours, but he went onto an HBCU campus and proved that we are incompetent and we cannot sit down and have a civil conversation. All he did was set a table up for 10 minutes, and they started doing this. But you want to know what it was? It wasn't the message. It was the color of his skin and his hat. They felt like because a white man with a Make America Great Again hat on came to their campus and set up a table to have open debates, they felt like they had the right to riot, make BLM signs, which they don't even know. They probably don't even know that George Floyd family ain't getting not a drop from them motherfuckers. They don't know that George Floyd put a gun to a pregnant woman's head. And I honestly don't blame them college students, bro. It's the motherfucking environments that they grew up in. You gotta think they're in college. Black Lives Matter started 5 years ago, meaning they was in high school when Black Lives Matter was going on. So from as long as they can really politically remember, white man has always been bad. And that's the shit that's gonna keep America in the same spot it is. Keep the black community in the same spot it is. Because when we don't get our way, we wanna riot, do all this hooting and hollering instead of sitting down and talking to one another. You think our ancestors are proud of that shit. And I guarantee you, these stupid motherfuckers probably feel like they did our ancestors a great service. No, our ancestors are rolling over in their fucking graves right now because y'all don't know how to act. Our ancestors didn't act like this. They sat there and they talked with their voices. They wanted to be heard. Y'all don't want to be heard. Y'all just want to start riots and shit, yo. Y'all don't want to sit down and have a conversation with nobody. Like I said, it's not the message that he was trying to send. To sit down and have a civil conversation. They did not like the color of that dude's skin. I don't care. That is pure racism. Let it be the other way around. Y'all be ready to rally through the motherfucking streets all over the United States of America. They said that dude provoked them. What the fuck? Talking about provoke? Dude went there, sat up a table, and sat down to have open debates. What the fuck did he provoke? I know he provoked y'all stupid ass inability to have a civilized conversation with somebody. Charlie Kirk said people resort to violence when they know they're wrong and they can't accept it. We love talking about white supremacy this, white supremacy that, but what about black supremacy? If this doesn't look like black supremacy to you, I don't know what the fuck is. Let a whole group of white people go through the streets and do this shit and tell me what the hell it is. Doing all this goddamn hooting and hollering like Trump ain't the one who permanently secured funding for HBCUs. Shut the fuck up. Got all these Black Lives Matter signs up and shit. Who does Black Lives matter to? It don't matter to black people who exterminate each other at 13% of the population and 60% of the motherfucking murders. Y'all don't care about that though, but when a white man do it, y'all want to throw up y'all BLM signs. I ain't gonna lie, bro. This shit motivated me to get up and go do the same exact shit that bro is doing, bro. Cause I promise you, I ain't going no motherfucking where. You can call me whatever the fuck you wanna call me. I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna sit there, I'm gonna wait for somebody to touch me, and I'm gonna laugh at your ass getting arrested. Sit down and debate or go somewhere else with that bullshit. Y'all ain't intimidating me. Cause I guarantee I tell all y'all motherfuckers a new asshole in any debate you wanna talk about. As a black man, stop playing with me. And that's what I'm saying, bro. The sooner y'all start realizing between right and wrong and not black versus white, bro, this world will be a so much better place, bro. What these motherfuckers did at that HBCU to that young man was 100% wrong, bro. This is the United States of America. We got the freedom of speech. Yes, you got your freedom of speech too. But how about we sit down and we both voice our First Amendment right together and we come to a middle ground? No, y'all want to riot. Y'all want to stand with black people if y'all right or wrong, and I hate that shit.
My seventh part, then, I would make it impossible to enforce our immigration laws. I would develop a mantra, let's call it this, that because immigration has been good in the past for America, it will continue to be good in the future.
Laura, it's wild. We continue to see single adult men from another hemisphere away randomly showing up here at the Southern California border and entering the United States without any resistance. Take a look at what we saw this morning. 1:30 a.m. out here in Jacumba, California. While everyone was sleeping, this is what was happening. People from all around the planet showing up here very nonchalantly and crossing illegally. This is one of the hot spots here in SoCal. They just walk past the Mexican military and then walk through a gap in the border wall. Again, no resistance. Most of these guys were from countries in Africa and Asia, some of them from these special interest countries that DHS is supposed to do additional vetting on for terror concerns. There was one single Border Patrol agent out here trying to corral these hundreds upon hundreds of people who crossed. The migrants were asking us where they were, where's America, and where's Border Patrol. Take a listen. Where are you guys from? What country?
Mauritania.
Mauritania, from Africa.
Yes.
Yeah? And why'd you guys come to the United States? What country?
Nepal.
Nepal?
Yeah.
All of you from Nepal?
Yeah. No English.
No English. What country?
Vietnam.
Vietnam. What country are you from?
Mauritania.
Mauritania?
Yeah.
Mauritanians?
Mauritania, yeah.
Where are you guys from? What country?
India.
This is America. See the red lights?
Yeah.
That's Border Patrol.
Mexican. You are Tajwana?
No. San Diego. See the lights?
San Diego. Okay, thank you.
And Laura, I know you'll have some thoughts about this. Take a look. I saw some of these migrants after they crossed illegally posing in front of the border wall here, taking selfies and photos, celebrating after they've crossed illegally here, violating America's laws, using the border wall essentially as a prop for their social media posts, just showing these people really have no fear of consequences whatsoever. And back out here live, we are hours away from this new Biden executive order taking effect tonight. That is supposed to happen at 12:01 midnight Eastern time, 9 p.m. Pacific. We will be out here on the ground in Jacumba to see if there's any changes happening out here whatsoever. Laura, I can tell you, some of our Border Patrol contacts out here in the San Diego sector tell us they've gotten no guidance from their leadership so far, and it's just business as usual. I'll send it back to you.
Bill, do they have a clicker at the border like they have in restaurants and like click, click? Oh, that's one. Is that how they're going to keep track? I mean, this is unbelievable.
Yeah, you'd think so. Wait, click to 2,500, right?
Yeah, exactly. The selfies were a nice touch. Bill.
My eighth and last part, and it's important, is I would censor this book. This man is dangerous. He's on to my plan. Don't read this book.
And he's pointing to our friend Victor Davis Hanson in his book, Mexifornia.
Bam. Now, as he was talking about all of that, I was typing all of the points out so that I could remember, so that we could double back. It's quite interesting. When you go down the list of things that he was talking about and that he said, it's everything that the Democrat Party is doing today. Everything. I would make the country bilingual, multicultural, no assimilation, right? I would turn it into a salad bowl instead of a melting pot. Everybody is their own little part instead of everybody melting together the way that it was intended. Bilingual. You don't have to learn the language to come to this country. Just continue to speak your own language. Bring your own culture. You don't have to assimilate to what we have going on here. Just do your own thing. We don't have to be a melting pot. We can be a salad bowl. You know, you got this little crouton over here, you got that tomato, you got this type of lettuce or whatever, and that spinach, and this over here. No, we don't have to be a melting pot. You can be what you want to be. Create that tension, that clash. You know, kind of interesting because it's exactly what's happening today, right? The third point. I would dumb down the population. Wasn't that quite interesting? Where have our test scores gone? Yeah, down the toilet. Down the absolute toilet. They've continually gotten worse. Continually gotten worse. Okay? The next point. Big business. Right? I mean, also, if we want to talk about dumbing down the population, we could talk about mainstream media and their part in that as well. Dumbing down the population, for example, just simply repeating democracy as if we actually live in a democracy, when in reality, anybody who paid attention in school for any short bit of time would know that we live in a constitutional republic, right? I mean, it's literally in the Pledge of Allegiance. It's literally in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. I mean, it's literally right there. And notice that we don't even recite that anymore in schools. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's quite interesting. Dumbing down the population. Exactly what's happening today. Kids don't even learn how to write in cursive anymore. Kind of interesting. I'm just saying, especially when you consider a lot of old documents, you know, what are they written in? Hey, don't call me a conspiracy theorist. I just pay attention. Okay, I just pay attention. Next point was get big business to fund all of it.
When corporations fund protests, you have to really wonder what the heck is going on. The No Kings protest that's happening all over America on June 14th, funded by Walmart. Right there, paid for by Christy Walton. Christy Walton is the billionaire heiress of Walmart, worth almost $20 billion. What do you think her end game here is? Like, is she really worried about authoritarianism or human rights abuses? Or is she just after cheap labor? Okay, over 70% of SNAP recipients and Medicaid users were full-time workers, and many of them are from Walmart. The irony is certainly not lost on me that the biggest organized protest against a so-called king is being organized by an oligarch. I mean, I don't think it's by accident that the bottom 50% of China holds twice as much wealth as the bottom 50% of America. Okay, China is the blue line, America is the red line. This should wake a lot of people up. Like, think about it. Why is China, where we get all our cheap goods from, why are they able to pay their workers, but not us? It's almost like they're trying to distract us from everything other than paying people a living wage. Let me know what you think.
Who funded these No King protests? Exactly. Big business. Big business. The Soros of the world, right? Amongst others. I would also, he said he would also bring about the victimhood mentality, right? Everybody's a victim. Everybody's a victim. You're a victim. You're a victim. You're a victim. You're a victim. Oh, just because you're white, you're a woman. So, hey, listen, the white man, he's oppressing you. You're a victim. Hey, if you're black, listen, those white folks, they're oppressing you. The system is pressing you down. Hey, listen, if you're a white man, the system is holding you back. It's holding you back. Everybody's a victim. Everybody's a victim. The grievance industry. Make the grievance industry a big business. We see that today. Dual citizenship, right? And I talked about this. Actually, I think I talked about this yesterday during a live that I did, as well as in other videos. Any elected official should not be able to have dual citizenship. If you're going to be an elected official, you have to renounce your citizenship from whatever country that you previously had it, and you can only have citizenship here in America. That is it, and that is all. You shouldn't be able to have dual citizenship while being an elected official. Just my humble opinion, because now your allegiances lie somewhere else, possibly.
Y'all niggas really mad at a ballroom that's going to cost $250 million that Trump is paying for himself, and y'all wasn't mad at a basketball court that cost $376 million, and we paid for that shit? I'm sorry, we paid for that sugar honey iced tea? Y'all really mad about that? Have y'all seen the donors list of the ballroom? Yeah, man. Companies that we rock with are paying for that. Apple, T-Mobile, HP. God dang it, there's so many I can't even think of them. But it's wild, man. And he's been talking about this since 2016. Y'all act like it's off the cuff.
And every time the top people come over from China, they're getting these big, beautiful, they put a tent on the White House. We don't have a ballroom at the White House. I offered, by the way, Jerry, years ago to build a ballroom at the White House, free of charge, $100 million ballroom. I said, we'll get the top 5 architects in America. We'll get the top people, top everything. We'll have the best ballroom, because I noticed they always put tents up on the lawn. Number one, it's not a good security thing. Number two, the guy that owns the tents is making a fortune, okay? This poor guy, I mean, he's making so much money. All he needs is one tent, and he charges them so much, he's making a fortune. All right. But I said, I will build a ballroom. I gave it to the Obama. I actually told David Axelrod, a good guy, very capable guy. I told David Axelrod, David, I will build a ballroom free of charge, at least $100 million. We'll make it the finest ballroom in the world. We'll put it someplace so it works contextually, magnificently. It'll be done. We'll have committees set up. I never heard back. It's, it's just one of just thousands of things. I mean, if someone's going to give me a free ballroom, I'm going to take it. We'll put it in an area that'll look great. But, we don't have a ballroom at the White House.
Do your research. Y'all wild as hell, bro. And
that boy Gavin Newsom is shaking in his boots now because the DOJ is coming to monitor the elections. That's exactly what we need. That's exactly what we're praying for here in California. Because we know 100% that California is not blue. California is being held hostage. They are sneaking in votes. They are padding the votes. They're cheating. And the California residents, the majority, which I believe is MAGA, we're tired of it. And even the Democrats over here don't like Gavin Newsom. Like, they know that he's corrupt. The Democrats over here know there's a select few who will go along with it. But even the Democrats in California understand that Gavin Newsom is dirty. So this is going to be an interesting little election that we have here. And I'm praying that it's not only a red wave and a landslide, but that they get exposed and that their cheating gets exposed for everybody to see. We'll see. God bless.
The way the voting system is structured, we see quite a few flaws. You're able to register even if and cast a vote if you don't live in the country, as evident of his brother in Pakistan. And I think we have some evidence of 2 or 3 other people out of the country that voted. Is that correct?
Yeah, approximately 2 or 3 other people out of the country, as well as people residing outside of the district.
Okay. The online voter registration system, it seems to be an honor system. Anybody can put information in there to register to vote. All you have to do is click a box and say that you're not lying, and then you'll get an email from the Secretary of State or something in the mail saying thank you for registering to vote, and there you are. Once you're on the voter rolls, anytime an election comes around, guess what? You get mailed a ballot, right? You get mailed something to vote. So we found that a little bit problematic.
When it's time to go, you can choose how. You can wait for enforcement, or you can leave on your terms. The CBP Home app lets you self-deport with dignity, directly and securely. Don't wait, decide how it ends.
Crying harder, crying harder. Trump is your president. Crying harder, crying harder. Trump is your president.
On the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist!" exclamation point, "Catch!" exclamation point.
Do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do. No one has ever been more dangerous to this country than Donald Trump, and he is a fascist to his core.
Hey, let me shut down the city! We are at war!
We're in a war right now.
We are at war.
So you have to be willing to do whatever is necessary in order to save the country.
And that's why the gloves are off.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
And yes, there are many threats to democracy. We see it with these extreme candidates.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
You can only push people so far, and then they start to take matters into their own hands.
What the American public want is for us to bring actual weapons to this bar fight. This is an actual fight.
You know, this is literally call to arms.
The MAGA movement is a threat.
But Michelle says that, when they go low, we go high. No.
With all due respect, if they go low, we don't go high.
When they go low, we kick them.
We take them to the mud and choke them out.
And make sure that they stay down. And you know what? Kick them when they're down, because they deserve it.
Get up in the face of some Congress people.
We are going to be in your face. We are going to be on your...
We have to fight this in the streets.
We're going to fight it in the streets.
It's time to step out of your comfort zone and step out into the streets.
To our Republican colleagues, if you do not see the light, we will bring the fire. Resist!
You and your little friend off of Twitter. Y'all about to find out.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
He's not going to have a third term. He may not finish this term.
Yes, the last few days you woke up thinking there might be news.
Just saying. Just saying. There will be news sometime, just so you know, there will be news.
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. Most important thing is my faith in my life.
But if you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.